What up, guys? Welcome to my live for today. And yeah, man, thank you for all those who are always tuning in. And for those on YouTube, know that this is a TikTok live that I eventually post as a podcast on my YouTube channel. So it is the Just King ZA podcast still. So I'll say my intro as I usually do. What up, guys? Welcome to the Just King ZA podcast. Yeah, man. On this video, we're gonna be talking about multiple different things. I thought I would have a guest. I thought I would have a guest today. There is a video that I did that 2 hour long conversation with a guy called Jack that I know from TikTok. Yeah, him and I, we've agreed on certain things, we've disagreed on certain things, but it created a very good conversation. I think it was a very good live and a very good podcast. I hope you guys go and check it out. I will clip it up into pieces and then you guys can watch those pieces because I feel like there's gold everywhere on that podcast episode, So, yeah, man, there's gold on that podcast episode that we did. Just go to my YouTube channel. For those who are not on YouTube, who are on my TikTok, go to my YouTube, search just go to my YouTube page. You will see the interview. It's 2 hours long. Watch it, and then you will see what type of things that we are talking about right there on that podcast episode. It's a black guy and a white guy, and we are having a conversation. So I wanted to have another one today, but I think the guest is not having a good. Him and I are not having a good connection. Internet wise, I think he's having a fault somewhere. Mine is also having a fault somewhere. Because the one I did with Jack, we did it for 2 hours, and there was barely any issues with the connection. Like it was here and there. So, yeah, man. So I'll be on my own on this one. I'll see if I can invite someone, but for now, I'll just go by myself. So don't forget, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube. The channel needs to grow. We need to have more subscribers. We don't have enough subscribers for the value of the content that we do here. Why do I say we? I'm talking about my tribe. This is your channel as well. So we need people here to come and subscribe and watch, and you don't get to miss my videos, So subscribe. So we're gonna talk about Elon Musk and the BE situation. Do I think that BE needs to be changed or whatever? There are some adjustments here and there. There's some things that need to be done here and there. You need to make sure that is this thing really solving the injustices of the past? Is it really doing all this and that? Not to say it must be cancelled, no, but just to a recheck. Let's recheck it and see, is it achieving? Because our main objective is for it to achieve what it's supposed to achieve. Is it achieving or is it failing somewhere? We definitely, white people, they are right there when it comes to that. But does it need to be changed here and now? No, it does not, because we cannot be strong-armed by Elon alone. If this thing needs to change, it needs to change for everyone, not just Elon, because now Elon is going to start to have a view that he can do whatever he wants in South Africa. He can adjust this thing the way that he wants in South Africa, whatever it is that he wants to do. He can strong arm himself into the economy. He's already the richest guy, whatever, in the world. But it's a problem. But you see the type of energy he's showing. It's an energy of greed. Do you understand? It's an energy of greed that Elon is showing. So if he's showing that type of energy, he's going to start to come and practice his over whatever he's doing. You need to be honest in life. You need to be honest. Don't be someone who's not honest, who comes through the corners. You don't have to come through the corners. You have to come through the right way, because if you don't, then you are a bully, and we don't want bullies. We have many companies who would want to function in a certain way. So Elon can't go behind our backs, speak to Trump, tell him lies, tell him so many lies, and then from there he wants the president of South Africa to fold to his liking. We can't have that, and then have the president of America summon us, and we get summoned and we get humbled, and then videos of Malema get played on the screen, and we get embarrassed, and then from there Elon gets what he wants. That is very mischievous way of doing things. That is a very, very diabolical way that Elon is doing things. He can't do that, because now what is it going to show to the rest of the world? Shows that South Africa is not really serious, about the laws that it puts in. That means every law that the black government has put in can be challenged by white people to say, you guys are racist, you guys are only favoring blacks, hey, you guys what. They can even go and spread lies, and then it's fine. They can't even go and spread lies. You can't do that, because that's what they did. They spread lies. Excuse me if I'm not. I'm just trying to see who I can invite, but I will be doing the video as I go. So you can't do things the way that you want to do them. We need to have a strong arm in South Africa. We can't be strong armed. Because there's a lot of lies being spread. How many lies have been spread? So many lies, and we haven't addressed the fact that these are lies. White genocide, all these are lies. Not to say that whites are not being unalived or killed or whatever. No, but to say that there's a plan, that people have planned that they have to unalive, white people, and this is a plan of that they have planned, and then they are executing it, and now people need refugee status and what? No, we need to be serious about that. That's not happening in South Africa. Are criminals going into farms and killing farmers? Yes, they are. But to show you that it's not a white-based thing, they are killing other races as well. There are farmers, And on top of that, okay, let me not mix the crime. Let's talk about farms only. Farm workers, are being also unalived. Farm workers are being unalived. All this thing is you can't paint it, because now the way you paint it, you're painting it in a way that will tarnish the reputation of South Africa as a whole. So but now you use it to have your way. No, it cannot be. You need to go and talk about BE South Africa, what, and go to the whatever and speak and share with every meeting with the president, every whatever. On that basis, do not use farm matters as your weapon to make us to succumb. Do not, what they call it, do not manipulate us. It's a manipulative tactic that Elon is doing. This is manipulation. He's manipulating the American president. He's manipulating South African government. He's manipulating everything. Do you understand? So Elon cannot do that. He needs to have a different vibe to what he's doing. He needs to succumb. He needs to surrender and say, this is South Africa and this is how South Africa does things. You can't say now, no, you South Africans, we're not doing the right way. No, I shouldn't be doing. No, why are all these other companies, why are all those 600 USA companies doing the same? Why are they complying? And they are functioning and they are making money and everything is fine. They still see value in investing in South Africa. So what makes you so special? You understand? So Elon, you can't be going on and manipulating the system to have your way, And one thing about Elon, he doesn't like South Africa. He doesn't like South Africa. You'll never hear him speaking about South Africa. You'll never hear him talking. This is the first time I ever heard Elon talk about Nelson Mandela. When he says, I've never heard Elon comment about anything regarding to South Africa. I never heard Elon speak on interviews, say I'm from South Africa, and he says it here and there, but for him to go in depth, this is how I grew up, this is how, what. Yo, South Africa is a very, speak with pride. I've never heard Elon speak with pride, and you sometimes at some point I had to go and research and look for videos where Elon is actually saying he's from South Africa. You don't find them. It's very few of them. You have to really nitpick and see. You know, that's the thing about Elon. He's not wearing the South African flag. He's not, you know, he's not really showing that thing. And to me, I really think Elon is someone who, I think he left South Africa because I'm not sure, man. I think he didn't want. He's part of those people who are fearful about South Africa, and it being led by blacks. I really do. I really think that was one of his. He says he ran because they wanted to put him in military and all these things, but I think he's one of those people who said this place is not going anywhere. Even if blacks they take over, it's not going anywhere. Actually, it's going to be worse. I'm just thinking. It's just a thought that could be it. And then he flew. He went to the States and never wanted to come back. Yes, even when he comes back, he doesn't show that he's here. You know, when Elon Musk is back in South Africa, he doesn't show. He just goes in a secret to Cape Town to his father, here and there. But you see him, even the way, he's not someone who you can beat your chest with and say, this is a South African. You know, you see, even in the States, he was in the States government, part of Doge and all that. That's what he's representing. He never speaks. You know, I can say the same. Okay, I've never followed the other guys, Peter Thiel or whoever those other guys are. I've never followed them, but I will follow them. But I can guarantee there's no information there where you can see them being proudly South African, and So now, the only time that you care about South Africa is when you want to criticize the black government of South Africa. When you want to criticize as if South Africa is diabolical, is in a bad state, hey, this thing it collapse, almost like you're trying to push it, that South Africa is not, but then on top of that, you want StarLink to operate in South Africa. Why can't you just move to the States and just be in the States? Why is it not enough? You have to come and run in South Africa and do your things. So Elon Musk to me does not represent a proud South African. That's a Canadian. That's a Canadian guy. Or is he Canadian or whatever? Because I believe his mom is from Canada. His mom's father, they came from Canada because they like the racism that was being done in South Africa. They love it. I'm not sure if they were Nazis or what. The father of Elon's mother. Yeah, they like the Nazis. That's what Elon's father said, I believe. And yeah, they moved here because they like the oppression that these people are doing to black people. They believe that this is the way. This is the Nazi way. They loved it because apartheid and all that. It was inspired by Hitler and the Nazis. Those were Nazis in South Africa. Sort of, or Nazi wannabes in South Africa. So that's what was happening there. And you look at Elon's father, it's a different story. I'm not sure what his background is, whether he's from, but I do know that somewhere there, whether the grandfather of Elon is not from South Africa. Yes, I think that's what I heard. And then Elon's father was born here, and then I think that's it. But the grandfather, I don't think he was from here. I remember this on the podcast and chill episode with Elon's father. So we as South Africans, we really need to look at these things. Are these people even South Africans? Are these people even people? These people are actually almost foreigners. They were not here in the 1600s. They were not. We really need to look at these things because There are people with foreigner mindset. There are people who have a foreigner's mindset. And you know, a foreigner's mindset, it can be a very good mindset, but it can be a very bad mindset. Because that foreigner mindset can lead to someone completely having no regard for wherever he's staying. He can just push his own agenda of where he's from and really be brutal to whoever, wherever he's a foreigner at. So we really have to be careful about that, you know. So yeah, man, South African, pure South Africans, people who have been here for eons, you know. I know they say there's no Bantu migration. There's no Bantu migration. I'm gonna actually do a video about that after this one. I'm gonna go live again to speak about this Bantu migration nonsense. You know, there's no Bantu migration. And I saw Nota was on the Hustler's Corner with Colonel Chris Wyatt, and he was allowing Chris Wyatt to tell us about the Bantu migration. There's no Bantu migration. Stop being lied to. To me, it's been proven that white people, they lie, you know. Not all, but these people who want to tell us our history, they lie too much. They lie to suit their own narrative, you know. So they lie a lot. It's time for us to go back to our history that we documented, because it's there. It's there. Just not need to be. Let's not be ignorant to it. Our grandmothers, they are there. They can tell us these things. It's there. In my tribe, it's so much. The information is so much. We know exactly, you know, that we've been here in the South or Southern Africa. They want to tell us as if we came from Congo. How can you come from Congo? Actually, let me save that for that video. How can we come from Congo in one century, and we just come, and the moment we arrive here, we say, this is our land, what, we're taking over everything. And then we see these white people, and then we just fight them and say this. No, in order for you to fight for a land, you need to have established yourself and say, this is our land, this is our forefathers' land. That's when you can have that grit to fight. You can't just be these monstrous people who just taking over everything. No, you can't. It shows the way we fought these people. We fought them because we knew this is our forefathers' land. We've been here. You know, some people here, they talk about the history that goes back to the 500 AD. And then when the kingdom in Mapungubwe ended in the 1200, those ones, they joined. There were other vendors. The Mapungubwe kingdom stemmed from there in Zim to South Africa. It stemmed to. It wasn't just there. It stemmed to South Africa where the other. Do you understand? It stemmed to. They were just moving along. The one borders, they were just moving along. Meaning that they probably even used to go that side and come back, and it was a thing. So how can someone say we were not here in 1600? That's a lie. So anyways, I will do another video for this type of conversations. So that's gonna be my next topic, the whole situation of the Bantu migration. So on this video, I was just talking. Yeah, so I'm gonna close this live, and then I'm gonna open another one, and then we're gonna have a discussion about the our perspective on the Bantu migration. Bantu migration, we're gonna have a perspective on that, putting together different information that we have, that our grandmothers and grandfathers, they documented, and then we're gonna discuss what has been said about the Bantu migration by the researchers, in wherever, in what we are being told. So we're gonna compare. We're gonna do a comparative comparative analysis, to kind of see that we need to debunk some of the errors and some of the information, to really see who's who's speaking facts, who's not speaking facts. Because it is very wrong for us to push narratives. We need to really speak facts, because we can't keep confusing people. We cannot keep confusing people anymore, about this situation, because people have their own family's heritage and all these things that they know about, because 1600 is not that far away. It's not that far away, literally speaking. We were in the 1990s, the 1900s, right? Then we were in the 18th century, whatever, 1800s, 1700s, 1600s. And during this whole time, the history gets more even clearer and clearer, because if you look at the Shaka Zulu situation, it was in the 1800s, and that ended in 1895, And when it ended in 1895, that's now. That's like now. For the longest time, we have people, who are born in the 1910, 19 whatever. Some, some are still alive. 1918, 1920. Those people, you think those people can give us information? Please, come on. Come on, let's not talk as if those people can't give us information. We have grannies that are 100 and something years old. It's living and breathing. You mean to tell me those people who were teens in those ages, they can't tell us what exactly was happening? They can. We have living, walking, breathing people who were there, who can tell us this is how it was, this is what was happening, this is what. How can we not have that history? And people say that we don't know our history. You understand? How can people say that we don't have that history? We do have that history. It's in bucket loads. We have it. I mean, people can trace. There was this guy, Colonel Chris Wyatt. He was telling that he can trace himself all the way to 500 AD. Why do you think we can't trace ourselves to 500 AD? We can. We can. We know what happened. You understand? So, my homie did not join the live. Yeah, so my homie did not join the live. I ended up speaking, doing a monologue. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not sure if I'll do it today. This Bantu migration video, but definitely it will be my next video, so that we can deduce. Maybe I'll add some people who can have a conversation. Maybe I'll do one by myself so that I can post it, and then I'll do one with guests, and then we can really have that conversation. Even the conversation of the Korean son, to debunk that. Why is it that people want to separate Korean son from the blacks of Africa? Because why would you want to separate a people that are indigenous to this land, as we are indigenous to this whole thing called Africa? We are indigenous. How is it that now a certain group can just be, no, these ones are not black, these ones are this and this one, trying to figure out why is it? There's people who literally view lighter skin people, and they start to think, this one is European. No, and there's no European this thing. Black people, they can be multiple shades, very light skin. That is that you find that is there, So How can one or this tribe of Africans now just be said, no, these ones are not black, just because they are lighter in skin? But then when you look at their hair, when you look at their features, I'm not talking about Khoisan that have been infiltrated. You know, those ones where they've mixed them, they put them in those camps with Malaysians and mixed them up, and now you have these people who claim to be Khoisan who look a certain way. No, that's not how the real Khoisan look. You must look at the Khoisan original. You look at that, you tell me you don't see a black man there. So it really pains me sometimes to think the type of things people will do into an African place, you know, to divide. Because now they've divided, you know, our people. It's division. Because now even me, a black person, you take me or another, I go and I stay with the colors, I get born there, adopted there or whatever. I start speaking with that accent. Hey, say my bro, what? You won't tell that I'm black. You won't tell. You will say I'm a dark skin colored. Even me, I won't believe that I'm black. You know, just because I'm speaking, just because of the area I'm around and what I've been told, colored or all these things. There's so many. Look at Benny McCarthy. That guy, can you say he's a colored or he's black? That's a black man. But he's been made just because the way he speaks, he doesn't speak like a. We believe that thing that this guy, this guy is not like us. Just because of language. That's the power of language. That's why people must safeguard their language. Let me just plug my charger. Okay. That's why people must safeguard their language. You know. Excuse me. Yeah, that's why people must safeguard their language. People have to safeguard their language because, hey, if you don't, just you speaking different from me can make you seem as if you are not me. Look at Benny McCarthy. He's a colored man, but that's not colored to me. That's a black man. A full black man. But he believes he's not like me. Just because he speaks Afrikaans, he grew up being told he's not that. That's exactly what happened to Khoisan. They've been told they are not this, they are not black, they are not, just because they are lighter skin. And then they were moved to territories and mixed with Malaysians and brown people and Indians and all those things, and been told that just because they are lighter skin, and then the language that they were able to speak there and whatever, they start to think they are one with Indians and whatever, all those people speaking just because of language. Because they have one language, they end up speaking the same language. They start to think they are one with each other when they are not one with each other. The other one is from India. The other one is from India. The other one is from Malaysia. The other one is whatever, brown people from Asian places. And then you take an African and you say just because they're light skinned. And then from there you indoctrinate them to this language, this Afrikaner, wherever, whether they came up with it, whether they whatever. But they came up with it because they were lost or whatever. And then they start speaking this thing. They stop speaking their Khoisan language. They start speaking with this one. Then they start to think they are one with Indians and all those people around them. And now they are in this community of lost people. And then they start to say they are a culture. They start to say they are this and that. And just like that, those Khoisan genes are mixed up and mixed up. You are starting to see people who look a certain way, where you can tell that this and this and this and that. But it's very bad what has happened. To me, colors are very big victims in this country. Colors are big victims in this country. Very big victims. Like the way they're victims. I don't think they even know how much of victims they are. They have been confused and aggregated into this thing called colored. This thing called colored, I don't think it's something to be proud of. I don't think so. I don't think it's something to be proud of because it's not reality. You know. Let me see. Yes, 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 yes. Colored people, bro. Colored people are. It's not, there's no such thing. They are Malaysians, and if you look at the Malaysian people, they still believe they are Malaysian. They call themselves Cape Malay. So what are the other ones gonna call themselves? There's Indians there. There's Khoisan there. Those people need to get back to who they are so that they can find. That's why you see violence there. That's why you see all these type of things. Colored are the biggest victims in this country. After, okay, blacks have been terrorized. Let's not play there. They've been terrorized. But after blacks, at least blacks were able to maintain their culture, maintain who they are, as they were many years ago. You know, we've been able to maintain that. But colors, it's very bad, guys. Anyways, I will do another video because now this is gonna be 2 videos. I will go live again to actually talk about this thing. Bantu migration is false. That's gonna be 1 video. Bantu migration is false. We've been here since the beginning of time. We've been here since the beginning of time. We've been here in these lands. There's no no, people have been here. You understand? That's gonna be 1 video. Another video is gonna be colored people. My suggestion and to colored people and the Khoisan people and how they need to fight, because they were fighting. They were going to the union buildings saying that they want to be recognized, Khoisan, all these things. You know, Khoisan, they're going to want to be recognized as Khoisan and bring the Khoisan language as one of the official languages. But where did that fight end up? Why do you stop? Why do you stop? Why do you stop the fight? You are comfortable being colored. That's the problem. You are comfortable being colored. Because if you were really fighting for this thing, you would really fight with your life to bring back Khoisan DNA, everything, and making your stance in South Africa to become an official language, culture, and grow this thing, put it in schools as a language, become modernize it if you have to modernize it, you know, become who you were originally. You just went there, you slept outside the union buildings. What's that going to do for you? You have to really create parties, create all this type of organization to make sure that it happens. But you did not make it happen. You tried very well, but you know, you wouldn't allow yourself to be wiped out and erased out of this thing. You know, so that's gonna be another video. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what I'm doing here, I'm just doing YouTube videos. This is a live, yes, of course, but I am going to clip this up and put it on YouTube. That's why I'm saying it's videos, so it's gonna be a podcast at the end. So, anyways, it's your boy Just King Zere signing out.